just been reading today in this book, Autobiography of a Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest you do. One of the great yogic texts of this flood of yogic information coming to America at this certain time. And I'll read this little paragraph that he said in there. This is his guru was saying to him, Kriya Yoga, the scientific technique of God realization, he finally said with solemnity, will ultimately spread in all lands and aid in harmonizing the nations through man's personal transcendental perception of the infinite Father. So, a couple things about that. It's interesting they call it a scientific. I have to study some more Kriya Yoga. I've studied some of it, and I like the teachings of Yogananda. And when I was in LA, I spent a lot of time in the Yogananda temple out there. They had a couple of Yogananda temples out there. Beautiful properties, great place to meditate and get connected. So I'm wondering, like, if you said this is scientific, to certain scientists I know, these scientists would adamantly object. They would say something to the effect of, is it peer-reviewed or is it replicatable? So I am curious about what they say. The reasoning is that this yogic method, the Kriya Yoga, is scientific. But also, it's interesting that it's just very similar in a whole different country, in a whole different culture. They have a similar feeling as the Christians, talking about the infinite Father being recognized in all lands and unifying the people. So I'm wondering if it's this deep inner sentiment of all humans to have this God consciousness, or their version of the infinite mind, to be accepted in all lands. There's a certain push for people to be unified, and that goes across to all cultures, or maybe it's just certain individuals within that culture. I'm not sure what my audio is. I'm going to read the paragraph again to you. Kriya Yoga, the scientific technique of God realization, will ultimately spread in all lands and aid in harmonizing the nation through man's personal transcendental perception of the infinite Father. I like that idea that you could make God realization scientific, like a specific way to connect, because a lot of it in a lot of different cultures and religions is more poetic and more metaphorical and more full of different mythologies and dogmas in their pursuit of the infinite, and ultimately I forget what I was going to say. Ultimately, the different manifestations of our search for the divine take on different cultural influences, and So all these different colorations of the same pursuit. Just man trying to understand the universe and make sense out of it. And a lot of atheists I know would say, there's no God. This is all hogwash. I personally believe in God, and of course my God is different than everybody else's God. This is why I like cultures from India. They're very open-minded about different people's view of God, because God is so infinite. How could there be one viewpoint? And all of the different people's manifested minds on the earth, have their own colorization of this infinite thing. So if something is so infinite and inexpressible, each different person's point of view of it is going to be colored with the individual's experiences. And my infinite, my finite, this little sand speck of dust in the universe that I am, can't possibly understand the infinite, or I can. I don't think I have yet. I'm searching for it. I want to understand the infinite, but I'm just a speck of dust, relatively compared to the infinite, great, universal consciousness, the essence of all things. So my personal experiences color how I view the infinite. That's like, they say, like the mirror, like projecting, like people project their own emotions onto other people. So that we do the same thing with God and the idea of God, the concept of infinite mind, God, Brahma, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. So it's more like, they say God created man in his image. Well, it's more like the other way. It's really more like man creates God in his image. Because our personal experiences color that thing that we perceive. And this is also being found in, quantum mechanics. A lot of people are saying, people are discovering the way particles and microscopic atoms move and behave and stuff, and they're like, are these scientists discovering the way the universe works and where these microscopic particles work, or are they creating it because they think it should behave a certain way? Are their minds affecting the microscopic particles to make them behave a certain way? I don't know. I need to study more quantum mechanics. I haven't been into studying it a lot recently, mostly because I came in contact with scientists that were greatly discouraging. Show me the scientists that also consider themselves spiritualists, and they will be my friend forever. But so many scientists have such animosity towards spirituality. It's amazing. Like, this violent, emotional violence towards spiritualism. I'm like, whoa. Come on, man. A lot of this might be a point for another video. don't know. I'll just go ahead and talk about it right now. I'm on a roll, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. I done forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I'm going deep. Let's see. What was it? Ooh, there's a butterfly. Butterfly, I can go twice as high. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not. Well, I'll listen to this video again and and see whatever I was saying toward the end there, and expound upon that for another video. All right, you know the drill. Like and subscribe. Of course, I'd like you to go to my websites and all that sort of stuff. If you haven't read it, Autobiography of Yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda. If any of you have read it, leave a comment below what you thought about it, what's your favorite part about it, what you didn't like about it. I don't know. Well, say whatever you like. Say whatever you like. Peace and blessings. Namaskar. I hope you have a glorious day. May all your dreams come true.